Okay, so then you end up at Illinois State, right?
Yeah, that was the best time. I best time of my life. Yeah. And I owe it all to you. Yeah, bro. Illinois State. I remember going on my visit. As soon as I got off that charter flight, I was like, I'm going here. There's no question. No question.
So you took a charter flight. Did you have a book bag waiting on you on the plane?
Nah, it wasn't like that. I ain't gonna. I'm not even gonna talk about what all of that, man. I'm not even talking about that. No,
I
no.
gotta, you know, I gotta ask.
No. We're gonna go on to. We're gonna go on to. We're gonna move. We're gonna.
Yeah,
We're
let's
gonna
talk. Let's
probably.
talk. Let's talk Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois State hoops, man. What, like, talk about that experience and how it grew you as a man and a basketball
Yeah.
player.
Yeah. That was the principles at which all the buckets of bench come by. Coach Jankovic. He. So the first. So we get there. So first of all, we had a group of guys that still my brothers to this day. We had a group of guys that during the summertime all they wanted to do was play basketball. And there's organizations that guys aren't like that. So all
Mm-hmm.
we did during the summer, my first summer there, we had to check into school. You had to do your class so you get your money and whatnot. All we did was go to play basketball all day long. Wake up in the morning, hit the weight room, hit the gym, go to class. You had to do your classes, come back, barbecue, get with some shorties, and then head back to the gym, play basketball. So all summer long. So we built that camaraderie and that brotherhood that we needed. We needed that because once the school and the semester started, Coach Jankovic took it to another level. So we did this thing called boot camp, right? So before boot camp, we had individuals. We had weights individuals before boot camp. So school started in August. We would do individuals 3 times a week for an hour. And this is before they had to, they lowered the restrictions. They still had restrictions of how many hours you could do with your coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And we did drill work all this whole hour. And I thought I worked, but when we worked with them, everything was full speed. It wasn't it wasn't you can go through the motions. Nah, it was full speed. And before we even touched the basketball, we were doing close out, slide your feet, full speed sprints, close out, slide your feet, close out, slide your feet, close out, slide your feet, close out, slide your feet for 15 minutes straight. By the time you got to 5 minutes in, everything was blurry. You couldn't see anything. So now you're completely tired. And he told us, he was like, yeah, so if you want to play in the NBA, we don't care if you can shoot the basketball when you're fresh. We want to know, can you shoot the basketball when you're tired? You can barely breathe. Can you get a bucket then? Anybody can shoot and get a bucket when you're fresh, but who plays the game? Who plays the game when they're not tired? We want to see you take it to another level. So that's how our trainers was. It was like get you completely dog tired. And so once we got past that, I'm like, okay, cool. So then we had boot camp, which boot camp was 6 o'clock in the morning for an hour straight, no basketballs in the gym, doing nothing but defensive slides, heavy jump ropes. We had camouflage on. It was like military, like it was crazy. And we had to be encouraging each other. We had like if we wasn't encouraging each other, if we wasn't saying, if we weren't communicating, if we wasn't I'm talking about, and he told us, he was like, look, the only way he said he was like, you want to know why you got to encourage each other? We was like, nah. He was like, because you forget how tired you was. And he's like, all right, cool. So that's the culture that he wanted. He wanted that culture. And then because he told us, he was like, we was in the arena, 10,000, like a 12,000 foot arena. And he was like, if you want, and he pointed at the top of the bleachers, and he was like, if you want people to be up there, then we got to be like, we got to be one fist. We got to be encouraging. We got to be diving on loose basketballs. We got to be whoop de whoop. So we did 2 weeks of that, and on the last day we had to run 30 suicides in 30 minutes, and that was hell, bruh. That was hell. That was bruh. That was hell. And then I thought that was the toughest thing we had. Then we started practice the next week where we was practicing, and then they took it up a notch where it was full speed. We pride ourselves on defense, but he told us, he was like this. He was like, "We're gonna play in your face, pick you up full court. We sitting on everything. You can't. You can't dribble, you can't pass, you can't shoot without us being in your back pocket. And he said, that's going to be our insurance to shoot the ball whenever you want. Like, that's our insurance policy. He said, I'm not going to ever tell you you can't shoot the basketball. And he would get mad. And this would help me grow as a basketball player because I had never played at that level before. So we played against the Saluki, Southern Illinois, who had just went to the Final Four. And they trapped every ball screen like madmen. So they would trap. I come off that ball screen and they trap me, and I'm like this, bro. He called me right out the game. He was pissed. He was like, "That we don't." He was like, "Nah, that ain't going. Like, you ain't going like that. Like, we not doing that. Like." And what he was telling me is like, "No, you're gonna man up and you're gonna fight through that ball screen, and you're gonna instead of them being the aggressive on you, you be the aggressor." And once I got that mentality, where I was like, "Oh, okay." It changed my whole mindset. And then that's when I worked on my handles. I worked on my left hand. Um, and then going into my senior year, uh, we went to the conference championship twice.
Okay.
And then that made me into Cooker Man.
Oh,
Well, the starter Cooker Man. Yeah.
all right. So, as Cooker, man, what was your best game at Illinois State, and did you play against somebody notable that we may know?
Yeah. So I did play against notable, but my best game was the first time I got to start on national TV.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to start on national TV against Wright State. That was the first game that I got to start.
Out in
And
Ohio.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I had 16, 5-5 or something like that. I got to start. I was hooping. You got me on TV. My people get to watch. What? I was locked all the way in. But notable, I played against Kenneth Reed, and then I played against Indiana when they had Eric Gordon.
Did you check him?
Yeah, I
What did you?
did. I didn't check. I didn't start on them because I wasn't starting. That was my junior. I didn't start.
Okay.
I did walk into the coach's office. And I was like, I want Eric Gordon. He laughed at me.
I can see that.
He said, "Oh, is that right? Is that right?" I'm watching him on film. This is when he had the little T-shirt under white T-shirt up under it. I was like, I
Little
want
belly.
him. Yeah, bro. I guarded him. I got up on him, and I used to talk. I told like I used to talk. I still talk trash. Like their locker room was right next to ours, and they had some dudes from the west side of Chicago, and you already know how they go, how they get down, all right? So I'm talking cash money to them. They like it is what it is. So we get on the basketball court, and I'm talking trash. He looked at me. He's 6'4", chest out here, because he used to do like push-ups. Like they used to say, like they'd be at the AAU tournaments, and he'll be locking out like 200 push-ups, just not like knocking them out. I'm like, what? Because I had some guys from Illinois State who was from Chicago, Cyrus Eldridge, like, so they know each other.
Mm-hmm.
But Eric Gordon was different. He was different. This he was different. He was different. That was the day when I found out what NBA looked like. Like I had never seen. I had played against Lou Williams in high school, and he wasn't big. He wasn't at that time as explosive as I thought he was, as he is now. But when I saw Eric Gordon, it was nothing I could do. It was nothing. I couldn't get him out of his spot. I couldn't get him out of his position. I couldn't get him sped up in his head. I couldn't talk him out of his game. We pride ourselves on picking you up full court, being up on you, playing defense, and he went coast to coast whenever he wanted to. It was like I was almost in awe sometimes. It was a borderline awe and a borderline of I want to get out there and guard him. I'm sitting on the bench and I'm seeing him go coast to coast. He had 20 at halftime. I'm talking about coast to coast, finger at the rim, laying it up. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy.